Hi, if you're a woman who's just turned 40 or you're heading into your 50s, 60s and beyond, then I've got some healthy eating tips for you. I've got 10 of them in fact, so I'm going to run through them with you so you can take them on board and begin to make some changes that are really relevant to you and the stage of life that you're at. Firstly, number one is for your hair, skin, nails. It's the main component that your body's made of, and that is water, and that is to drink more water. It definitely makes sense to do that because your body is made up 70% of water. And when I say water, I mean plain, not fizzy, not flavoured, not in tea, not in coffee. The idea is just to take it in its plainest format so it can actually be used and utilised in your body effectively, because that's going to help with processes such as your digestion and things like that. So getting hydrated using just plain water is my tip number one. Tip number two, weight management. As you hit the 40 plus mark, maintaining your weight can become more of an issue. I've got one simple tip for you, and that is to kick out foods which switch on fat production within your body. And those two foods, really, the main one is white flour, because white flour is eaten so often, whether it's in cakes, biscuits, you know, the like 10 o'clock pastries and things like that. Then you're going to find that it's going to be a lot better for you in terms of weight management if you kick that out, because once you do that, white flour usually comes along with white sugar, which again is another food which just switches and maintains fat production within the body because of the effect on the insulin within your body, and it's just telling your body to create more fat. So if you kick those two out, it's going to be a really simple step to actually maintaining your weight a lot more easier. Tip number three for you is hormones, just to maintain your hormone levels the best way that you can. And to do that, looking after your liver is one of the main things that will help that, because your liver is the boss when it comes to hormone production. So if you look after your liver, you're going to be looking after your hormones. So one of the ways that you can do that is to actually eat green and leafy vegetables, you know, whether it's spinach, whether it is broccoli. My tip number four is in regard to having really great mornings. When you want to wake up and rather than dragging yourself out of bed, you've just got that kickstart that you need naturally. It's just there for you. One of the things to do is to make sure that you're nourishing your thyroid. Your thyroid is right here, and your thyroid, to maintain it, loves iodine. And one of the things that or one of the foods that you can use to nourish your thyroid is actually to eat seaweeds, and we don't really eat much of that in a Western diet, and you will find that in kale. You'll also find it in Irish moss, which I think is a really great food because you can soak it in water overnight, give it a good rinse out, and you can pop it into smoothies. You can also pop it in, once you've blended it, you can pop it into soups to act as a thickener. You will be eating some of this maybe without even knowing it, because it's used as a thickener in food production when they're processing foods. But rather than having it in the processed version, try having it in a way which is more natural, buying it yourself, soaking it overnight, giving it a rinse, and then use it, blending it, and then using it in the foods as you eat on a daily basis. That way you're going to be able to get some seaweed into your diet and actually get the iodine that you need to nourish here, so that it doesn't become more swollen and misshapen and, you know, just showing signs that it needs some help. That's one of the foods that you can really take in on board. My tip number five is linked towards having a great night's sleep. Having a great night's sleep is going to make anybody feel better, regardless of what age they are. And one of the things that you can do is to ensure you're having enough tryptophan in your diet. So how do you get tryptophan? Tryptophan is found in chicken, it's also found in eggs and in whole grains such as brown rice. And this really helps with producing the things, the elements that you need so you can have a great night's sleep. There are also aspects of absorbability as well, which you need to, is something, an aspect which you can deal with as well. And I've got some tips further on about helping with absorbability and things like that. Tip number 6 for any woman over 40 is to make sure you're looking after your brain, looking after those brain cells and giving them the nourishment that they need. One of the key things that you can do with that is to have omega-3s. Omega-3 fats are found in fish such as wild salmon, and particularly wild salmon you're going to find high levels of omega-3 in. If eating fish really isn't your thing, or it makes you just, sometimes you can have oily fish and you feel like you're just going to regurgitate it, or those oils just don't go down well. Another type of oil that you can try is having flaxseed oil. Flaxseed oil for women, we actually find it easier to convert that and to make that into what we need in terms of omega-3s to nourish the brain. So that would be another step that you could take if you find that taking fish oil or eating fish such as salmon or mackerel isn't a thing for you and it doesn't really work. That's an aspect that you can introduce into your diet a couple of times a week, and that's really going to help to begin to make a difference to your brain health in the long term. Tip number 7 is linked with stress and maintaining your stress levels, or at least lowering them, should I say, because once you got your stress levels under control, that's much better for your overall health. And yes, you can do it from your plate. One of the things that you can do is to give your body the tools that it needs to be able to relax. One of the tools that it needs is magnesium. Magnesium, when it goes in, helps to produce prostaglandins, which is part of your body's happy pills, I like to call it, and you can find that in spinach, and you can find it in pumpkin seeds. And it's really great actually if you soak your pumpkin seeds and then throw that water away, sprinkle it on a salad. You're going to find you will absorb the magnesium that's in there far better if you actually do that. So taking that on board will actually help to give your body a key tool that it needs to help you to quite literally relax. Your heart muscle needs that magnesium to help it to contract and relax. So really do take this particular tip on board, because it tends to be that most people actually are deficient in this nutrient. So take that on board. Tip number 8 is all about maintaining your immunity and maintaining your immunity response, your ability to actually fight off things that your body needs to be getting rid of. One of the things that you can do for that is to actually increase the amount of fermented foods that you have, so whether that be sauerkraut, that sort of thing. Also is to eat things like raw onions. So you could chop them up really fine. If having white onions is a little bit sharp, think about having red onions. Those types of foods and foods within those family are really going to help with building your immunity. And the other benefit of that is that it's going to help once you have all that good bacteria, because that's what it's essentially doing, is helping your body to build really great good bacteria. Then you're going to find as well that your stomach, if it's a bit bloated, you can find that if you keep nourishing it with foods like that, which are full of good bacteria, and yogurt as well, natural live yogurt, you're going to find that this will help to actually reduce belly bloat, which is something which I think as you get older can become more of an issue. So maintaining those types of foods in your diet are really going to help in that aspect. Before moving on to tip number 9, what I quickly wanted to mention is that all of the benefits that I've mentioned before for your immunity, for boosting it, will also help to improve your digestion and improve absorbability. And that's really important, because you can eat all the nourishing foods you want, but if you're not actually absorbing anything that you eat, then you're not going to get the benefit of it. So it's not the only way in which you can actually help your body to improve absorption, but it's certainly a place to start. Now for tip number 9, it's all about maintaining your feel-good factor. So who doesn't want to do that? The main thing to focus on here, or one of the main things, is serotonin. Serotonin is one of your brain's messengers, and it's one of the happy ones. It makes you feel good. So that's why I'm including it in this, because feeling good is part of feeling your best regardless of what age you are. To be able to get this from your food, then you're looking at turkey, you're looking at wild salmon, also nuts as well, and eggs. These foods are rich in serotonin, and these will help your body to produce that feel-good factor. Finally, tip number 10 is all about maintaining your energy levels, and whether you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s or beyond, whether you're going through perimenopause, menopause, or you're postmenopausal. Particularly at the postmenopausal stage, being low in iron can be quite an issue, and one of the things that you can get used to from now, or if you're at that stage, is maintaining your iron levels. One of the ways to do that is to have your green leafy vegetables, as I mentioned before, for maintaining your hormones as well, so it's going to have double benefit for you. The way to do that really is to ensure that when you're having your green leafy vegetables, whether that's in a salad, squeeze a bit of lemon juice over the top, so you're putting some vitamin C in there, and that will help your body to absorb the iron that's within those types of foods, because without it really doesn't absorb it as well. Another place to get iron from is from red meat. So you can eat red meat, whether that's a couple of times a month, something like that, but keeping it quite minimal, because overloading the body with too many meat products again can be quite taxing on your energy levels, and it's all about finding that balance within your body. So I hope these tips have helped. I hope you take something away from it that you find useful. If any of the tips you find useful, please let me know what number it is. Was it number 1, whether that was to do with being more hydrated? Was it with number 6 about brain health? Just put it in the comments below. If there's any other aspects that you would like me to cover for you in regard to vitality over 40, please let me know. My name's Alicia George from vitality.com. If there's anything else that I can help you with, let me know, and please do like, subscribe, and yeah, take care of yourself.